Hey guys, it's Drummond. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I'm posting my next video. So today's video, I wanted to talk about Nico's book. So if you've watched my channel and saw the video, I talked about all the different books that I've been reading. I started reading this one and I just finished it. It's pretty amazing. So Nico is a pretty awesome person, and Nico shares the personal stories that they've been through in their life. So one of the biggest things that Nico talks about in the book is that they go by the they and them pronouns. So one of the biggest focuses in the book is the fact that Nico does not use the he pronoun for himself anymore. He uses they and them. And for me, that's something that's extremely hard for me to kind of grasp, but it is something that I've been trying to kind of wrap my head around because non-binary people are becoming more popular, and it's something that I think a lot of us need to educate ourselves about. So if you haven't already, make sure you go buy Nico's book because it definitely is an eye-opening experience, and they share a lot of different stories. So I know when it comes to Nico and Bethany's story, they share a lot of personal stuff, and it really just kind of opens up. I did a video about addiction already on my channel. Hopefully you guys have watched that one. If you haven't, go check that one out because I kind of share my story around addiction. It's not that I've ever been addicted to anything, but Nico talks about their addiction as well, and I think that it's an eye-opening story just because you kind of see how they deal with drug addiction and how Hollywood kind of morphed them into the person that they are, but they also talked about how life has shaped them into the person that they are, and I think that's extremely amazing. And listening to the audiobook, it was really nice to be able to hear their voice and like the emphasis that they put on the words. I know that when I was reading the book, there was a lot of times where I could really tell that they were really emotional about the story that they were telling. They talked about the relationship they had with their mom, and I thought that it was really amazing that they were able to open their mom's eyes. I started watching some of like the interviews that they were in and some of the YouTube videos that they were in with other people after I read the book, and I just thought it was extremely amazing the type of message that they're really putting out there. I know that when it comes to Nico's and Bethany's marriage, they're in a polyamorous relationship, which if you've watched my channel, you know that I did a video about open relationships and how I don't think that I could be in an open relationship. But reading their book really made me realize that when it comes to the walls that society has built for us, a lot of it's just because over time, that's what we've been told and that's what we believe is normal. And I really believe that Nico goes into like exploring things that society really doesn't agree with. And I think it's awesome what they do with their podcast and the books and the different things that they're doing. I'm definitely excited about seeing them in Walking Dead. They actually shot it here in Virginia. Bethany and Nico are in Richmond, Virginia, which I think is really cool. I would love to run into them. I've messaged them several times on Instagram, hoping that maybe they'd see my message and come sign my book, just because it's really been such an eye-opening experience. So I know that I've met a couple people who are non-binary, and for me, I met one girl and they identified as a girl when I first met them. So for me, it's been a little bit tough kind of switching over to the they and them pronouns. And for me, another thing is I've always been brought up when it comes to the pronouns, using them correctly and using them as a plural is a little bit hard for me to do, and I know it's something that I just kind of have to wrap my mind around. But I think it's really cool that there's people out there writing books trying to open people's eyes. I actually read a book called The Symptoms of Being Human, and that's another awesome book if you guys want to kind of read about someone who's non-binary or pansexual. It's kind of cool to kind of see the different perspectives. I know for me, being an advocate for the LGBT community, it's something that I would love to be able to wrap my mind around because I know that they are a part of the community and they need to be represented. Also because I'm working with my company to kind of get LGBT stuff into our policy at work, because right now it's just women that are protected, different races that are protected, religions protected, but sexual identity and preference isn't protected. So non-binary is definitely something that I have to become more familiar with, just because it's not just gays, it's not just lesbians, it's not just transgenders. Everyone needs to be included when it comes to protection for your job or when it comes to marriage and all of that stuff. I think it's very important for us to become more educated on this. And I love that right now we live in a world where people are able to come out as pansexual. They are able to come out as non-binary. They might feel a little bit judged. They might feel like the world doesn't really understand them fully. I feel like it's probably how LGBT people might feel for a while to come. But I think it's important that we are putting stuff out there. Just because I'm a gay male doesn't mean that I should only focus on the G in the LGBT community, just because I think we're all a part of that. And I think it's very important that we're all represented. So hopefully if there's anyone that's watching this that are non-binary, you guys can leave some comments in the comment section below and help explain non-binary to people. There's tons of books out there. I've been looking into a lot of them. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts as well as trying to find books on Audible. You can definitely go listen to Nico's book on Audible. I love being able to listen to the author actually read the book. I feel like it makes that experience that much more special when it comes to listening to their story. But if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. I do tons of different things on there. I do Q&As and all of that fun stuff on Instagram, post tons of silly stuff on Snapchat, and I post occasionally on my Facebook and Twitter as well. And just like I said in my video where I talked about rim jobs, I'm gonna leave a link down below. I'm giving out some of my merch for the holidays. So if you want, you can click on the link down below and you can send me your address. Just answer the few questions that I put in the survey, and I will be sending out several different presents throughout the month of December. Just make sure that you give me the correct name and address when you do that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.